Welcome to the news at 7, streaming on CBS News Philadelphia and on Philly 57. I'm Jim Donovan.
Hi, and I'm Janelle Varel. Welcome to this Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining us. So we're going to start with that next weather forecast with meteorologist Kate Bilo. She is in our Hyundai Next Weather Sphere. Hey, Kate, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Janelle. Good morning, Jim. Nice to see you both. Let's talk about the forecast today, because maybe you've been sitting inside with the family, enjoying holiday time and just really not keeping an eye on the forecast. And you need to know, well, maybe you head back to work today. Maybe the kids are heading back to school. What does it feel like outside? And the answer to that is it feels colder than it has been. We had 60s earlier in the week, but outside right now, let's take a look at your current wind chills. Right now, it feels like the mid-20s outside. 25 is what it feels like in Philadelphia, 26 degrees in Millville right now. That's the current wind chill. And up in Trenton, it feels like 27 degrees. It is cold. It is brisk, and it's going to stay that way all day. The wind's not quite as strong as they were yesterday afternoon, which is some good news, but again, definitely feeling the chill out there today. Let's talk about what to expect as we head through the day and into really the next couple of days, because we do have a couple of snow chances. One chance of some light snow, that's kind of like our appetizer system, tomorrow afternoon and evening, and then a better chance on Monday, but still a lot of moving parts with that Monday system. Starting off with today, as you head out the door, again, we're in the mid-30s, but it feels like the mid-20s. You can see temperatures running a good 5 to 10 degrees below the actual. Our feels like temperature is 10 degrees below the actual. 5 p.m. It's already dark out, 38 degrees. The days are slowly getting longer now. That's one good thing. And as we head into what's next in weather, we're talking sunshine, but cold and breezy to start the day today. Some areas of snow Friday. This looks like light snow or snow showers for most, especially south of the city. And then tracking more snow Monday as a system breaks out across the area. It's looking like it may track just to the south. We'll take a look at the areas that have the best chance for seeing accumulation to start next week. That's coming up with your full next weather 7-day forecast. Let's send it over to Kim for a check on traffic. Good morning.
Good morning, Kate. We just had an accident happen on the Schuylkill eastbound before Montgomery Drive. We also have an ambulance on scene. We actually have medics here that are approaching the car that's there at the bottom of your screen with a stretcher. And as you can see, only one lane of traffic is getting by right now. If you were taking the Schuylkill westbound from the Vine Street Expressway up to the Blue Route, it'll only take you 13 minutes. But because of this crash, if you're taking the Schuylkill eastbound from the Blue Route to the Vine, it'll take you 42 minutes right now. 95 southbound at Academy Road with the headlights there, looking a little busy, but at least we don't have any accidents or incidents right now. If you're taking 95 southbound from Bucks County down into Center City, it'll only take you 13 minutes. So again, if you're taking the Schuylkill eastbound, it's going to take you 43 because we do have a crash just east of Montgomery. Jim?
Thank you so much, Kim. Appreciate it. Turning to breaking news now, at least 10 people were injured in a mass shooting in New York City on New Year's Day. Police say it happened at a busy nightclub in Queens just before 11:30 last night. Officials say 4 men opened fire on a group of people in a line outside of a nightclub. Police say the gunman then drove away in a light-colored car with out-of-state plates. With the recent violence in New Orleans and Las Vegas, the NYPD chief of patrol says those responsible will be held accountable.
There's zero tolerance for these senseless shootings, these horrible acts of violence on our streets. And those responsible for this crime will be apprehended and brought to justice.
The motive behind the attack remains unclear. Police say those injured in the shooting are expected to survive.
And this morning, we are uncovering more details about the deadly New Year's Day attack on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Here's the latest as to what we know so far. 15 people are dead, another 39 injured after a pickup truck intentionally drove into a crowd. The FBI says it is investigating the incident as an act of terrorism. Now, officials say the suspect had an ISIS flag in the truck at the time of the attack. That suspect identified as a 42-year-old man from Texas and an Army veteran. Witnesses spoke about the horrors that they saw.
Towards the end of the night, we happened to get into this bar and they had live music, and that's when we heard the gunshots and everyone started running, and then they ended up locking us in the building and they shut all the doors, told us to get down.
It was just horrible. It was very graphic. We heard everything that came outside, and once we heard it, it was from there like tragedy, and it was just the night was very silent after that.
And this morning, we're also learning more about the victims of that tragedy. Our Brandon Golder joining us now from our newsroom with additional details. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning, Janelle. We're learning 2 former Princeton football players, including one with ties to the Philadelphia region, were among the many people killed and injured in this attack. Those include 27-year-old Tiger Bech, whose sister says died from internal injuries, including head trauma. She says Bech was walking back to his hotel with his friend Ryan Quigley when the attack unfolded on Bourbon Street. Bech's sister says the last time she heard from him was when he texted the family Happy New Year. She says her brother was visiting Louisiana for the holidays. He was set to fly back to his job in New York City Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, Quigley remains hospitalized with injuries. He graduated from Lansdale Catholic in Montgomery County. His school says it's praying for Quigley's recovery and that it's, quote, incredibly proud to crown Ryan among our graduates. Witnesses described the chaotic moments when the attack happened.
The guy in the pickup truck just punched the gas and mowed over the barricade and hit a pedicab passengers. And there were just bodies and the screams. I mean, you can't think about, unhear that. It was chaos and very, very scary.
While at Princeton, Bech was an all-Ivy League kick returner and receiver, while Quigley played multiple positions. Jim.
Thank you very much, Brandon, for that update. This morning, the FBI will brief members of Congress with the very latest on that attack in New Orleans and what the city will be doing to increase security for future events. Next month, New Orleans will be hosting Super Bowl 59, and their annual Mardi Gras parade is in March. The Sugar Bowl between Notre Dame and Georgia is a more immediate concern, though, right now, because it's set for this afternoon after being postponed yesterday because of the attack.
Security measures that are needed to make sure that anyone going to the Sugar Bowl is going to be safe and that it'll be a safe event.
Making sure that the citizens and visitors that come to New Orleans are safe is paramount.
City officials say barriers were removed from Bourbon Street before yesterday's attack because they were malfunctioning and were being replaced. Stay with CBS News Philadelphia for continuing coverage of this story. We'll share any new developments both on air and online.
Well, authorities in Las Vegas believe fireworks, gas tanks, and camping fuel were connected to a detonation system controlled by the driver of a Tesla Cybertruck that exploded outside of the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas yesterday morning. Investigators say the suspect inside of that truck was killed and the truck was rented in Colorado using an app. But they are not releasing the name of the person who rented it until investigators determine if it is the same person killed in that explosion. Back here at home this morning, a woman is facing charges after police say she drove her car into a hospital. This happening in Bridgeton, New Jersey. This cell phone video capturing the chaotic scene at the Bridgeton Inspira Hospital on New Year's Eve. Police say the driver, identified as 38-year-old April Love of Newcastle, Delaware, drove through the ambulance bay entrance doors, continued down a hallway, nearly hitting a security officer. Love faces several charges, including assault by motor vehicle, as well as criminal mischief.
An investigation is underway after a fire tore through an apartment complex in Bear, Delaware yesterday afternoon. Authorities say 6 people were injured. 2 of them are in critical condition. Fire broke out on the 1000 block of Woodchuck Place. Authorities say they arrived to find flames and heavy smoke coming from the 3-story Fox Run apartment complex. We're told about 36 residents were helped by the Red Cross of Delmarva.